Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord is a strategy action role-playing game developed and published by Tailworlds Entertainment. Released as a prequel to 2008, Mountain Blade Bannerlord released in early access to players in March of 2020, quickly becoming one of the biggest launches of the year, with nearly 2,500 players on Steam. But now that 2 years later, the full release of this much anticipated game is upon us, as we take a deep dive into its action-packed world of warring medieval factions to see what it has to offer Blizz today as we pick up their reins and march into battle tomorrow. Okay, drinking meat before the battle is never happening again. Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord, as always, our journey begins at the character creator with battle log sporting a decent amount of customization options to craft your would-be ruler of the kingdom, with a number of factions to choose from, granting respective bonuses as well as even a set of choices to cover your character's origin story, again with bonuses to stats as well as getting to meet your parents, even if one of them clearly did not enjoy being in a family. Further, with such a cut-run world awaiting us, we will truly need a mighty hero for this journey. So of course we call upon the one and only Ralph, as the slightly damp man that remains constantly dumb, but never knowing exactly why could it be his. Owns with the blood of his enemies, or maybe simply the idea of smashing some skulls, exciting him a little too much, with our walking fridge freezer confirmed with begin in the game's tutorial zone getting a change to child the game's mounted combat suddenly, reminding me of Elden Ring for some reasons, as we said about waging war against the local surprise pottery collection, as well as with ground combat practice stepping into the ring with a trainer that is more than likely rapidly regretting his life choices. No Mount Blade uses a multi-directional system found in a number of medieval sets. Combat titles with initial combat at least feeling impactful and enjoyable. From the offset, after trying out a number of alternative weapons, we set off from the tutorial in search of our last family members following the game's plotline, a plotline which is intentionally quite simplistic and acts more of a longer form tutorial to set up the player's own adventure within the game's sandbox environments. Visiting the game's first town was set about tracking down the local headman for clues as to where we could find our families. Kidnappers never fair, a giant man is here. Giant man's forgetting the key to get off his horse, with Hedmund informing us that he knows of the gang's location and to get a group of locals to assist in taking on the threats on the Roman bandits, and to look out for a doctor who may also have been kidnapped actors, as he carries with him an interesting artifact. After thanking the headman, we gave the thumb locals and buy up some food for the journey ahead. Building after our first set of bandits on the horizon, we encounter our first tasty of the game's battle combat with our small gang of ragtag locals, led by the mighty Ralph himself, staring epically across the mist of the battlefield, ordering our troops to charge. It's here, for me at least, where Bannerlord really starts to get interesting as someone who did not play the first and try. In the series, I have often thought how cool he would be to command troops playing as the actual presence on the battlefield, as opposed to commanding en masse as a floating presence in the sky, as with most other strategy titles, charging in after ordering our troops using the game's order system and quickly dispatching our bandits felt great and epic even on this small scale. So Who knows what kind of sense we will encounter as things. Developed with our clan and one of our group clearly deciding to celebrate alone. In his own private party we march across the local area catching up on the remaining troops and bandits and dispatching them. In turn with this pleasure Ralph went to some distribute facial expressions and going somewhere to explain that one particular troop's sudden bout of social anxiety. After clearing the last of the three groups of bandits we happen upon the Dr. Tactus, who, also looking disarmingly happy about the whole ordeal, has clearly been impacted by the experience. With the poor man barely able to speak and they just came out of the brush, we were surrounded in outnumbered. While being outnumbered, of course you had the chance, but Tactus holds some visual information leading us to the location of the bandit hideout and giving us an opportunity to see another of Bannerlord's styles of engagement. Hideouts being smaller scale encounters with a capped unit count leading a group of men through the landscapes to take out camps of enemies playing.